G'day guys, Casey here from Lured In Fishing. Today I want to show you how we rig up an absolute staple bait for freshwater fishing, that being the humble worm. In this case, scrub worms down in Victoria, very popular worm and a fantastic bait worm that is commonly found down here and really effective for a lot of the fish that we catch. Now, scrubbies, or worms in general, probably the #1 bait for freshwater fishing. There is not a freshwater fish in Victoria, let alone Australia, that won't eat a worm. They're deadly effective, super versatile. You can fish for a range of different species with them. And just probably one of the most effective things that you can do when it comes to heading to a new waterway, not knowing what's in there. Fishing with worms is a fantastic way to find out. So, scrubbies are a relatively big worm. You will find different variations of all different worms, so night crawlers being a bit smaller, still nice and thick, tiger worms being long, skinny, really energetic, active worms, all different sorts of worms. When I'm selecting a hook for my worms, it does vary on the type of worms that I'm fishing with. In this case, I will use a size 4 bait holder hook. So good bit of shank on there, good gape, perfect for our bigger worms like our scrub worms. If I was, say, fishing for bigger freshwater fish with even bigger scrubbies like Murray cod, I would go, even as big as a 1.0 or a 2.0 bait holder hook. And if I was fishing with, say, little, really tiny night crawlers or something like that, for tiny little trout, I could even go down to like a size 10 bait holder hook. So picking out a suitable size hook for your worm is very important. Now, before we put this guy on the hook, it's really important to know the parts of the worm. So the best way to find the head of a worm is by locating what they call the saddle. Now the saddle is this ring just here. So every worm has a saddle. Sometimes it's really easy to see, sometimes it's a bit hard to see, but the saddle will be at the head end of the worm. So this guy's currently backtracking across the table. So when we're putting this hook in, we want to make sure we're going in his tail, which is this end. Now, personally, when I hook a worm, I don't like to hook him here, then hook him down here, then hook him down here and bunch him up on the hook. It doesn't look natural. It'll kill your worm pretty quickly. And it can be, it'll bunch up on the hook. It's just not a great way to present the bait. The most natural way to present a worm would be straight like that, which is exactly how he would be if he fell into a bit of water and he fell to the bottom, or if it's some type of aquatic worm, if it's actually swimming or crawling along the bottom, it's going to be nice and straight like that. So that's how we want him on the hook. Don't be afraid of having a hook that's this big and a worm this big. If a big fish comes along, or even small fish, they will suck that worm up like a piece of spaghetti in no time at all. They'll grab it at one end, whether it's the end with your hook or not, and they will swallow the whole lot, easy as. If you ever want to see this in action, if you head to a local aquarium or a lot of tackle shops with fish tanks, they'll feed them worms, they inhale them literally like it's a piece of spaghetti. So, don't be afraid of using hooks that are well shorter than your worm. Now, when I hook this guy, he's going to go extra squirmy when I do so bear with me. I'm going to go straight through, turn my hook back around and straight through again. It's like he already knows it's coming. So here we go. We go through. Now being a scrubby, quite a tough worm. Then once again, just going to double back in again, making sure we don't hook our fingers. We can put him on 2 times, 3 times if we want, but 2 is normally plenty. Just gone through and through again. Our worm isn't going to come off. His head is intact. He's going to stay alive for ages. And essentially when he's on the bottom, he's going to look exactly like that. Just doing his thing. Big fish is going to come along, grab him at one end, swallow the whole lot in no time at all, and away we go. We're on. Now, another thing to be really mindful of. With worms, especially scrub worms, they are super susceptible to warm temperatures. Warm temperatures will kill them really quickly. They're sometimes pretty hard to get your hands on. They're not the cheapest things in the world. So if we're getting 15 worms, we want 15 baits that we can use. We don't want our worms to die. So, when they're at home, keep them in the fridge, keep them around 4 degrees, no colder. We don't want to freeze them. If we are taking them out on the water, best thing would be to put them in a bag or an esky of sorts with a bit of ice or an ice block in there, but do not put them directly on the ice. Wrap them up in something, keep them dark, keep them cool, and you will get the best life out of your worms that you possibly can. That way, when you open your punnet, your worms will be fresh, fiery, and hopefully catching you heaps and heaps of fish.